Hi, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Maida McDonald.
Hi, my name is Kalila Ross.
Okay, Kalila.
Today's date is January 23rd, 2017, and this interview is taking place in the home of my mentor, Maida McDonald. She is a former juvenile probation officer. I'm here today to interview you as my mentor on my senior project topic, which is teens in low-income areas are more prone to violence. I want to thank you for taking out time of your busy schedule to talk with me.
And thank you for having me.
Just a reminder, this interview will be recorded. Alright, let's get started. I need to get my paper. So the first question is, why is it important that we must focus on our youth of today?
We must focus on our youth of today because they are our future. And because they are our future, then they are not just the future of today, but the future of tomorrow. So anything and everything that they can encompass, endure, and pass on, it will as well be passed on to the next generation, which is much, much more important.
The second question is, what are some contributing factors to address our youth in our community to reduce teen violence?
To reduce teen violence, it encompasses that parents have to be responsible. They have to be the mediator. They have to be the ones who are in the forefront to know what it is that their children are doing. They have to know educationally, economically, socially what their children are doing. And without them not knowing what it is that's going on, it will be a contributing factor if the parental foundation or family foundation is not important.
The third question is, what can we do to stop the violence in the low income area teen population?
In the teen population, what needs to happen is our teens need to focus on more opportunities that will engage them in employment segments, social, civic, public, private endeavors, making sure that they are equipped on a day-to-day basis and not have a lot of lackadaisical time by way of looking at the TV or looking and playing on the games, but doing things that will instruct them and provide them with opportunities that will allow them to become productive, successful, and independent citizens.
The fourth question is, based on everything that we have discussed about teens in low income areas are more prone to violence, what message do you feel that this project will give others?
I think it will give others a message such that we have to be a village that just does not raise a child, but a whole village that raises a child, be it in the school, be it in the home, be it in the church, be it in other activities, big buddy programs, other programs that will orchestrate them to be able to know that there are other things that they need to do to prepare for the future.
The fifth question is, what kind of programs and or activities should our youth engage or be involved in to avoid any criminal activity or becoming a product of the juvenile system?
Well, first of all, as a former probation officer with the Department of Juvenile Services, one thing that I have learned is the majority of criminal activity for juveniles is during the daytime hour. So, be it such that when a child should be in school and not be out joyriding or at the mall or doing things that are not constructive activities, then there has to be some structure in the life of our juveniles. There has to be a way that the schools must get back to providing activities after school, providing activities for our youth to be engaged in after school, and then to make sure that the family component is a stronghold, that there is quality time of sitting down, eating dinner, sitting down, having family talks, not just letting a child look at the Xbox or the V box or whatever box that they may have, but I just got to say what I got to say. Take all the mix boxes out. I'm sorry.
It's fine. The sixth question is, what is your viewpoint of teen violence?
My viewpoint of teen violence is such that it should be eliminated from today's society. It does not have to be a part. We should not have youth that are involved in teen violence. So the preponderance and the importance of that is to make sure that our families are together cohesively. There should be a connection. They should understand that poor choices plus poor decisions equal poor consequences. But good choices, good decisions equal good consequences.
The seventh question is, as a former juvenile parole officer, what exactly was your duty?
My duty as a FINS, Family in Needs of Services probation officer / counselor was I was the mediator between court system if they were in court, but it was my posture to supervise those youth in endeavors by way of school, home, community projects, putting in any services that needed to be in the forefront if it was necessary, that there were other children in the home that needed to have assistance, parents, family, mother, daddy, grandmother, aunts. We have a lot of aunts, great aunts that are raising their children. Then we wanted to make sure that I had to make sure, let me say, that those needs were met accordingly.
Okay. The eighth question is, why do you feel that kids in low-income areas are more prone to violence than teens in other areas?
I think that is because there's a breakdown of communication. Communication is important. Communication is important in the home. Communication is important in the neighborhood. When I came up, Miss Ann across the street, down the street, Mama Eames in the church, the principal in the school, those individuals were able to correct areas that were needed to be addressed. So I think that we as a community, we have to be able to let our children know that sometimes they don't get it from the home, but they may have to get it from a neighbor. They may have to get it from the teacher. So everybody has to give wraparound services to our children to make sure that they know that we care about them, and we want to make sure that they do the things that are right and to keep them out of the juvenile justice system.
The ninth question is, why did you decide to pursue a career as a teen probation officer?
It was a choice that was given to me by way of my employment. I have always worked in the community to offer programs, opportunities, endeavors to produce good youth in the community. So anything that I could give of myself, I have given to them.
Yes.
I have taken on all of my children that I had through my years of being a probation officer. They were my own. I didn't birth them. I did not bring them into the world. But as long as they were under my supervision, I did any and everything to make sure that they were restored and refined and rejuvenated in areas that they lacked. So, whatever they did not get educationally, whatever they needed to get socially, I have seen youth that I supervised over my 25 years in juvenile services that now they have children. They too have come to me and said, thank you. Because what you did for me, now I've got to do it for my child. So, however many children I had on my caseload, if it was 50, it was 25, it was 30, outside of my own one biological child, every last one of those youth were my children. And that's how I took them under my wings, and I kept them there until I could do everything possible to make sure that they became productive, independent citizens.
The last question is, do you feel that lack of parental guidance and support has an impact on teens? Why or why not?
Parental guidance is very important. Parental guidance is a gift from God. It does not start when a child is 7, 8, 9, 10, 16. It starts before you conceive your child. So it is not a situation that you can consider your child to be your friend, because it doesn't equal. It is not. That is not the equation when it comes down to parental involvement. Being a parent is getting up, making sure that your child is fed in the morning before they go to school. Go to the PTA, PTO activities. Go to parent and teacher conferences. Do whatever it is you need to do to know that your child's grades are whatever they are. And if when my child came up, he had two places he had put a report card. You put it on the kitchen table, or you put it on the dresser in the bedroom. I didn't have to ask for that. I didn't have to not know what it was that he was doing academically and professionally. And it was something that I had to do because that was how I was raised. And I know that through my era, and I came up through the time and day of, I'm a 53 babe, so I came up through the time and day that parents were parenting. And that's where our children need to have a strong foundation. They need to have the stamina and the fortitude to know that they have the support. And I can only encourage parents, go into school and find out what's going on with your child, because if you don't know, you need to know.
Well, thank you for your time, and this concludes our interview.
And thank you for having me, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.